allow me to introduce myself. I am Jack Emulsion, the executive producer in charge of all productions made here at Paramount.
We want people to know how important it is to find someone to fuck.
And before showing this picture, I felt I should at least explain.
I mean really fuck the living shit out of. If you can do that for 55 years, I guess you're doing something right.
The motion picture you're about to see isn't the run-of-the-mill film fare that has been presented to the movie-going public of late. We chose to make what you're about to see a film based on fun.
Mensch, die Kamera läuft ja schon. Ja, komm doch mal hierher.
And it's just a little different.
Ja, komm.
Insofar as there is no story and no plot.
So, haha. Jetzt warte mal. Wart mal, Bursche, jetzt wollen wir mal sehen. So.
That's right. I said no story, no plot.
Ach Mensch, Gisela, doch nicht auf die Blumen. Hierher. Komm hierher. Ja, so.
It is actually a series of silly sequences.
Oh, jetzt kommt er. Jetzt kommt er. Lass mal Papa ran. Lass mal Papa ran.
Or you might say it is a visual diary in the life of a real nut.
Jetzt müsst ihr sein. Junge, 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 Junge. Ah, toll, was?
It's real silly. Oh, put it on! Show it to him! Put it on!
These four rooms, bright and iron and withered fumes, far below these sinful means.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dave Darren Show. 3 people watching right now, and why is that? Because how dare I bring up a topic like this, which is total bombardment of gay people love all and everywhere. How dare I even venture into this topic? How dare I do that? You know, it's interesting here. 3 people are watching because probably, you know, I do this show, and you know, why am I doing this show when the coronavirus is out there? And why do I do shows like this to damage my likability? You know, in all reality, terrestrial radio is out there. I started off on terrestrial radio, and terrestrial radio is, and I wrote down some notes here, so I'm going to refer to the notes I wrote down today. Terrestrial radio means that I cannot offend anyone. I have to be a person that I am not. I have to worry about the station and what they want on the station. I have to worry about the listeners. I have to worry about every friggin', why use the word friggin'? I have to worry about every fucking activist group. I have to worry about the sponsors' bottom line and the impact to them when someone calls up and they said they didn't like what Dave Darren says, and the sponsors get all pissed off. And then the sponsors complain to the radio station, and then Dave Darren gets fired from the radio station. You know what? I don't like that bullshit. I really like being who I am. I really like bringing up topics that I feel like talking about. Of course, the coronavirus is out there. And the reason I stumbled on tonight's topic is, here's how it all happened, all right? I'm out there, I'm looking at stuff about the coronavirus on Facebook. And I see one of the people that commented or made a comment. I don't even think it was to my post. I just think it was a general comment. And I read the person's commentary, and it was, of course, all negative about Trump, all right? And all negative from the perspective that, okay, all these hospitals are like in New York City, and I'm going to get to the gay part of the program in a second. I'm going to get to the gay part of the program in a second. But this person was talking about how Trump was not supplying the hospitals with the respirators and the masks. You know, the federal government is not a fucking Amazon.com. They're not there distributing product. They don't manufacture products. They are a government entity, a federal government entity, and it's the United States of America. The key word is there, 2 of them, United and states. Each state has its jurisdiction over everything that happens in that fucking state. The federal government is the overwhelming collective to govern the basic fundamental rights. They're not there producing products, masks, respirators. They're not there. So if a state and a government and a governor and a mayor and the hospital itself is not ramping up with enough respirators and masks for a certain situation. Now, granted, this situation got blown the way the fuck out there. It's an amazing amount of people that need support. But the federal government is not the ones that are supposed to be prepping for situations going on. Now, they're trying to help out the situation as quickly as they can with the support of the manufacturers who are actually manufacturing masks when that's not their primary task of manufacturing. So this person out there is like out of control, hating Trump for anything that he attempts to do. And you know what? I am not brainwashed by any Trump or any candidate at all. I don't care. And then they're out there, of course, everyone's saying that Trump is a racist. He's a guy that's just out there groping women. You know, I don't give a fuck what a person does in office. I don't care about how many blowjobs Bill Clinton got. I don't care about how many people Trump felt up. What I care about is that they're there doing a fucking job for the entire country. I don't care if Trump underneath the podium while he's talking about the coronavirus is getting a blowjob right there. As long as he's fucking ruling the country and getting shit done, I don't care. Now, I would prefer that not to happen, but nevertheless, I don't care about their sexual identity. I don't care about any of that. So this one person was like fucking out of control with this. And I got fed up with it. So then I started looking at her friends to see what her friends were thinking and talking about Trump. And because this individual is a gay person. Now, here we go, by the way. We have to talk about the gay people in another perspective because this one individual was transgendered, all right? So we're going to have to get into that. But I looked at the profile of her people on Facebook, her friends, all right? Now, by the way, someone told me I'm out there now, stalking and looking at people's profiles on Facebook. You know what? Facebook is social media. Whatever you put out there on Facebook is for everyone in your neighborhood, in your city, in your country, in the world can look at what you posted out there. It is not private unless there's some way of doing it on Facebook where you can lock it down so it is private. But if it's not locked down by you specifically mandating it to be locked down and configuring it to be locked down, everyone can read everything. They can see every picture you put out there. If you put a picture out there, the whole world can see it. The whole world could paint a mustache on your picture. The whole world could give me a hairline again if they wanted to. Everything out there is free for everyone to see. It's not being stalked. It's being looked at and read for an understanding of what people think in general. It's out there for research, if you want to call it that. So I got out there and I saw all of these people that she's associated with, and they're all gay people, and they've all got pictures of them, a woman kissing a woman. And you know what? I said this countless times on my post. It's fine with me. It is fine with me, but I said something, and this offended a whole fucking lot of people. First of all, let me get into this. Let's see. I wrote down this to try to summarize it, all right? And I tried to summarize it, so I'm going to read what I tried to summarize. I never, ever said that gay couples should be disrespected, mistreated, not provided with every right and freedom that every person, race, creed, or color should have. I just feel overwhelmed by the Monday, Tuesday, it sounds like Monday, Tuesday, happy days. Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday ritual of being reminded. Oh, Dave, did you see a gay picture today? Did you see your article about gays in the news today? Did you read the required article about gays today? It's like, I've got to see it. Every day, I've got to see it. Despite the fact that my brother is gay, and if I see him on holidays or whenever I go to see him in Philadelphia to get a coffee with him, what do? Do I critique his lifestyle? I hug the guy. I kiss the guy on the cheek. I don't kiss him on the lips. It's an Italian thing to kiss cheek to cheek, right? I'm half Italian, half Australian, for people that didn't know that. So that's the way we kiss, all right? That is the way we kiss. I kiss my father on the cheek. Same way, I kiss my mother on the cheek. And that's what we do. So I see him, I hug him. I'm not going to do it now because of the coronavirus, but I hug the guy, I kiss the guy, and I embrace who he is. I don't give a fuck if he's gay or not. I really don't. Except I don't want him to call me up every day and say, Dave, let me remind you, Dave, I'm gay. And then the next day he calls on a Tuesday. Dave, here's a picture of me kissing my boyfriend. I'm gay. Dave, did you? I feel like this is what I've got to do. Let me read the rest of it. So I wrote here, dare I even approach this topic, or dare to even have a thought in my mind and want to share something? I've got to shut up. You know, it's ironic. It's ironic that one of the guys commentating or making comment on my post is, we have been shut. He's talking about the gay people. I have no idea if he's gay, straight, bisexual. I have no idea. I don't even care. But here's what the guy said. He said, you know what? The gay people have been repressed and silenced for a lot of years. Hundreds of years. They've been silenced. In fact, my brother didn't come out until he was 30. Why? Because was he embarrassed about it? Was he thinking my parents wouldn't accept him? I don't know what the reason. I didn't ask him why he came out so late. He comes out when he's 30 years old, 30-some years old. He comes out. So gay people were repressed. They were beat up, and you know. But by the way, this is kind of in the past. It's not present, although some people are going to say yes, it's present. You can see things where it is present. It is still happening. It is still happening. Now, is it happening? You know, it could be happening because of the kind of military attitude that they're taking to be constantly in your face, pressuring you. It's almost like they're telling Dave, you got to experience being gay. You've got to experience it before you say you don't approve of the lifestyle. And by the way, I do approve of the lifestyle. I don't give a fuck what kind of lifestyle you got. It's cool to me that you're gay. I don't care. It's okay with me. But the fact that I've got to see it in movies, for instance, and I'm going to get back to reading the rest of it, but for instance, Star Trek. I happen to like Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery now has a gay couple in it. And someone actually wrote on some kind of thread talking about Star Trek that, thank God, finally we're represented in Star Trek. We've been out there in every other thing. We have never been in Star Trek. Now there was, Sulu was actually, George Takei was gay, but he was never brought out as gay in Star Trek, the original series. But Discovery came out, and there was a gay couple in it. And then what happened is, supposedly, I don't watch Discovery because that show sucks anyway. Not because there's a gay in it, by the way. It just sucks in general. It has nothing to do with my reflection of or my liking the gay perspective presented on Star Trek. It has nothing to do with that at all. I just don't like the show. But evidently, and I didn't even know this happened, I did hear that there was a gay in it, and that was fine with me. But here's what happened, is the guy, whether the couple or one of the guys that was the couple, the gay couple, was killed in Star Trek. And the guy writing about Star Trek was devastated. He said, finally, we got a gay person in Star Trek, and now they took him away. They took him away. You know, maybe the reason is that the people that watch Star Trek don't want to see that. Now, you know, here's part of my perspective. Can you still love someone and not accept their lifestyle? Or do you have to fully accept their lifestyle to be considered loved by your family member? Can you still be loved but not fully accepted? Now, for instance, my brother came out as gay when he was in his mid-30s. My father, I don't believe he still accepts that. He still doesn't accept it fully. Now, he's still invited to all the events, all the family events. Him and his partner are invited, and they're represented there. They're not humiliated at all. There's no commentary. It's just accepted. It's accepted in silence. He doesn't come in and say, he announces his, I assume, I don't know, I'm not in Philadelphia all the time to be in every situation that this happens in. I don't know if my brother comes in and says to anyone he meets when he's with my family, oh, here is my gay lover. I just think he says, here's my friend. All right, so he doesn't go in your face and say specifically, and it seems like the gay community wants this to happen. They want the full and total acceptance. They don't want to just be loved. They want to have their lifestyle fully accepted. And there will be people that won't fully accept it. And by the way, I fully accept it. My point of view is that just the total bombardment of it is a little bit out of control. Now, I don't go on Facebook and say, here's my heterosexual wife, and kiss her on the lip. And I don't make that firm approach. In fact, now it seems like all the TV programs now, because heterosexual men and women have been kissing on TV for decades. And when TV started, they were always kissing, hugging. Especially as it got, a long time ago, there was like the Dick Van Dyke Show, and Mary and Petrie, whatever his first name was. It's irrelevant. They used to sleep in separate beds, right? They're not together. You don't see them even kissing, showing affection, because it's a show from a long time ago. But now that we have everyone kissing on TV, it seems like suddenly finally gays have representation, and they have mobility towards their activist agenda being put forward and accepted. And it is getting more accepted, by the way. Isn't it getting accepted on top of it all? It is getting accepted by people that you probably never thought would accept it. It's being accepted, and you guys just gloss over that and make it a mandate. It's almost like you're saying, Dave, you got to sign a document saying, I, Dave Darren, I fully accept the gay agenda. I fully honor the gay perspective. I fully respect every single gay person I've ever met retroactively in my life. Signed, Dave Darren, and notarized. I got to bring it, and I got to get it notarized. Not only today, I got to do it once a week, every single week for the rest of my life. It's almost like it's mandated that I have to participate in, even though I accept it, I've got to be just bombarded with it, constantly reinforced. And there are some people that will not accept it. There are some people that will just not accept the gay lifestyle. And you're not going to win them over by the constant bombardment. They're not going to see a constant bombardment for 2 weeks of the gay agenda in their face, whether it be a TV program, a gay parade, whatever it's called. And they're not going to see it after 2 weeks, and then suddenly, after 2 weeks and 1 day, they're going to say, I'm reformed. I accept I've been wrong all my life. You're not going to reform these people. You're not going to change their perspective to a major degree. You may manipulate, not manipulate, it's a bad word, because, well, is it manipulation? Or are you guys trying to manipulate everyone to accept your way of life? You know, how many things do we not accept? And I'm going to get to that. I got a list of that. But let me read the rest of the shit I've got here that you guys fucking hate. All right? And by the way, I don't do this show to make this show grow, make the audience of this show grow, because I've given up on that. You know what? For me to do a show to cater to the young people of today with the attention spans that suck, it ain't going to happen. So I don't tame down my attitude. What I say is for a limited audience. It'll always be for a limited audience. And the audience gets more and more limited the more of the person I am comes out to you guys. And so I don't hide any of this shit at all. This is me. This is me. People don't like me. I won't grow the success of this show because I'm not a likable character who just kneels down and succumbs to everything that goes on in life. I am not that guy. I will never be that guy. So I'm never going to have a successful show. And I agree with that. And so I'm not even trying for that. So fuck it. If you think that I'm damaging my show by being a guy talking about a topic like this, and how dare I talk about a topic like this, and I say this, it's ironic that the gay people say that for hundreds of years, they've had to be quiet and silent. You know what? They want me to be quiet and silent about this very topic right now. I have so many people talk to me and lecture me about tonight's topic. They've been silent for hundreds of years, being gay, being closeted gay, being not outs. They've been silent about it. My brother was silent until the mid-30s. And now they were silenced for hundreds of years. You know what they want to do now? They want to silence me. They want me now to be the silent person when they've been silenced for many years. And they're so happy that they're not silenced now. You know what? What the fuck are you trying to silence me for? You won't be able to fucking silence me. You may get, by the way, tonight's program is not hate related at all. Because I'm sure someone's going to try to block tonight's show and get tonight's show silenced and censored. This show is not about hate. It's about the gay lifestyle and the straight lifestyle, and one discussion versus the other discussion. That's what this is about. It's not targeted to one person. It's not targeted to one group. It's discussing two groups, straight and gay. That's what this topic is about tonight. So I want to go on. I think I accomplished everything I wrote, but I'm going to read the rest of it. People want me to say, and I do, yes, I accept it. But do I accept it 120%? That's what they want. They say, okay, Dave accepts it. But does Dave accept it 120%? Does he accept it 125%? You must accept it 125%. You must submit. You must agree. You must submit and agree every morning before your coffee. You must pray and be thankful that there's a gay lifestyle that exists. You must honor it. You must worship it. So what else I got here? So I said already, I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not going to try to repeat tonight, all right? But I do want to repeat this. Is it possible, I don't think gay people actually ask this question in their mind. I don't think they ask this question in their mind at all, or they're not asking it of me. Is it possible to love someone but not fully accept their lifestyle? Or do you consider yourself not fully loved unless they accept every lifestyle of you, accept everything? Are you not fully loved if you don't accept the clothes that they wear, or the tattoos that they've got on their body, or the way that they speak? It's not that you cannot be loved for everything. But does that mean that you're not loved because they don't accept your gay lifestyle? Or can you still be? It seems like the gay community just doesn't accept that they're loved unless you love them and you fully accept and encompass their entire lifestyle. Now, if you think of it this way, because and I'm going to look at some of the chat later on. Some of the people that are probably pissed. Some people are probably chatting and say, Jeff Banks says, "How dare you?" And how dare me? How dare me approach this fucking topic when I'm supposed to be silent? I am not supposed to talk about topics that are off limits, and I can't talk about this on terrestrial radio. Of course not. I can't talk. That's why I'm not on terrestrial radio. That's why I have no interest in being in terrestrial radio or satellite radio, because I'm going to get censored. I'm not going to be able to talk about it. I'm not going to be able to bring up this topic at all because people got all my posts and they don't want me to talk about this. Let me explain this to you. Okay, I don't know, and you guys are going to hate this too. Any gays that are watching this are going to hate this because I'm going to say this. There is a certain way that gay people act, whether it's speaking or body language. You're going to deny that, right? You're going to deny that there's no way of detecting that at all. There's clearly some people that cannot be detected. There's people that aren't detected with the coronavirus right now. But there are some people that actually act and sound gay based upon their speech and their way of presenting themselves, the way they walk, their body language. Isn't there? And you deny it if you want to. Deny it if you want to. And there is a certain way. Now, suppose someone's got a company, all right? They've got a company, and they got a client. And so they got you working there as a gay guy or gay woman, and then we have to talk about LBGYQRSTUVWX. I'm going to talk about that in a second, too. I got those letters written down because someone didn't like my use of these letters, all right? So you got a company. You got a client that's not your client yet. You want this client. You got a gay person that's working in the company, all right, who's usually your sales representative. You send him out to meet clients to capture business, all right? You got this one client. He possesses a lot of money for your business, a lot of money. You want to win that customer. You got this guy who's the sales guy. He's your best sales guy, but he's gay. And he's done really well because most companies are not anal protective about who they meet and who they talk to. And they don't give a fuck if you're gay, straight, transgender. They don't care. They just want to have a good relationship between their company and your company, right? But suppose a company comes in there, very conservative, very religiously conservative company who doesn't agree with that lifestyle, doesn't agree with it all. And then now you are mandated under law, and you will be sued if you don't send that gay salesman to that company that you desperately need. The company desperately needs this company. They need their business. They're suffering right now. They need that business. Suppose we take it now in the coronavirus and the economy gets stimulated. Everyone wants business. Some company has a gay guy that they've kept on because they liked him. They kept him on even during the shutdown. They kept him on. He's a gay guy. This one customer. They know this one customer. They've been looking for this business for 5 years to get. Now all of a sudden he's interested in your company. He's interested in working with you. He's a very conservative, religious guy. And he's set in his ways on the Bible and all that stuff. He's a religious fanatic that owns that company. You've got to send that gay guy, this gay salesman, to represent your business to that company. Now it hurts the owner of that small business. It hurts the rest of the people that work there who need the revenue from that company coming in, making that company healthy again after all this disaster. They need that business. And that you've got to send that gay guy who's going to really turn off that company. And that's just the reality of it. It's an unfortunate reality, but it is a fucking reality. So wake up. You know, some people won't send, you know, people all the time, they say they've got tattoos. And they got tattoos all up and down their arm. And they got like the ear piercings and they've got the big earrings on it. You know what? Some people won't hire you. And I know that it's an equal opportunity thing where they're supposed to hire you. It doesn't matter what you fucking look like. You just have to be forced down their throat to a company that just won't succeed with you being there. But you don't understand that because it's a whole fucking agenda. It is really getting out of hand. I mean, when you get guys that come on and say, I accept you as a gay individual, like I said, I believe firmly that you deserve every single legal thing that you are entitled to, that you've earned. I hate using that word entitled. Everything that you've earned. You earn the right to be like everybody else. Race, creed, color, sexual orientation. It doesn't matter. You are a fucking human being. You are on planet Earth. You're in the United States. You're deserving equal treatment by me, from my mother, from my grandmother, from my brother, from my wife, from my dog. You deserve the best treatment that everyone gets equally across the country. And I get it. But do I have to be constantly, every single fucking day, bombarded with, Dave, you must accept this with a fist rammed down my throat and another one up my ass to make sure I accept it? You've got to accept it. It's just too much. It really is too much. I just want you, why is this even an issue for you guys? Then I get one, okay, so the LBGQT. And I had one person respond, just because because I said, you know, why don't we just call LGBTQ? Didn't we just call people gay? And there were other, the Q on the end stands for queer. I didn't even think we were fucking allowed to use that word anymore. So we got the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, queer. So we got to have a letter for every fucking one of them. I asked one person who was making commentary on my post, why can't we just call them all gay? And here's the response. Just because someone is trans doesn't mean they are gay. And being queer doesn't mean they are trans. Most lesbians I know are cool with being called gay, but no gay man is a lesbian. So I responded, I said, you know what? And you know, let's listen to this. So let's take the T word out of that, the transgender. And it's cool with me too. Every transgender is fine with me. What the fuck am I caring about that for? I'm not taking calls yet, so please hang on. Please hang on, I'm not taking calls yet. I want to take calls, but I want to finish my dialogue, all right? I'm going to get to this, and then call up after I give you the cue to call in. Then call in, criticize me, hate me, bring your agenda on, and I'll talk to you about it, because this is supposed to be a two-way street here. Talking specifically about the transgender, all right? If you were born a guy, but inwardly you feel as a woman, and you transgendered from a guy into a woman, but you were born a male, and now you want to be with a male. Male-to-male relationship is a gay relationship. And I put here in big letters, and I never said there was anything wrong with that. But like I said, LGBTQ, it sounds like a sandwich. It sounds like I want to have a bacon, lettuce, and tomato fucking sandwich. Damn, it's just, and so it's inappropriate. What I said is completely inappropriate. Let's just call them all gay, because I'm not identifying each. You gotta make sure that everyone is categorized. They're in a box. They're in a row. They're in a column. They're individual. You know, it's funny. We're in the United States of America, and we have Independence Day. Everyone now is so independent from everyone else that we've got our own agenda centralized around us individually, or our family unit, not giving a fuck about anyone else. Everyone's got to be in their own category. They got to be recognized for that slim category. If not, they're offended. So if I say gay, but I don't say LGBTQ, I'm offending everyone because I'm not categorizing them appropriately. If I say LGBT, because I'm less into the dialogue, and I leave the Q out because I forget the Q is the most recent letter on that, and I left the Q out, I offended the queers because I didn't mention the Q at the end of the LGBT. So I offended them because I didn't take that category into consideration, all right? I did get one comment on this, and I'll read the comment. And I'm not going to say who said it. The gay community is its own worst enemy. I say this because if they were not so militant and in our faces about it, no one would give a shit what any consulting adult does behind closed door. Consenting adult, it should say. Typos, spell checks all the time. I'll read it again. The gay community is its own worst enemy. I say this because if they were not so militant and in our faces about it, no one would give a shit what any consenting adult does behind closed doors. And he goes on, highly weird, and liberal politicians are pushing the gay agenda. And anyone who disagrees with that lifestyle is immediately labeled as being fearful, closed-minded, or hateful. And don't dislike a person because they are gay. Okay, so he goes on and he says, I don't dislike a person because they are gay. I dislike people who are assholes, and the militant LBGT, he forgot the Q, by the way. Don't forget the Q next time you respond to this. And the militant LGBT, I'll put the Q on it, is along with their entourage acting like assholes. Now, one of the things he says is accepting here. And I'll read that part of it again. Let's see. And anyone who disagrees with that lifestyle. Now, okay, so how many people don't accept? There's people out there that won't accept blood. And they were like one of my wife's relatives or one of her sisters. What are they? They're the, not the Mormons, the other ones. It doesn't matter. The Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't accept blood. They'll be dying, but they won't take blood. I don't know why. Are they prejudiced? Are they racist? Because they don't want anyone else's blood because it may be contaminated with the lack of purity that they're expecting, and that's pretty bad if that's the case. I have no idea why they don't accept blood. I don't know why. I have no idea. But there's some people that won't accept blood. There's some people that don't accept global warming, and I'm not going to tell you what my thought process is on global warming. There are some people that won't accept global warming. There are some people that won't accept birth control. They will not take birth control. They won't do it. They'll do the rhythm method. They won't use any form of birth control. There are people that don't accept God. And again, I'm not talking to you about my perspective on a belief or lack of belief in God, but there are some people that won't accept God. There are some people that will not accept the gay lifestyle. And no matter what you do to convince the majority of them, you will not convince them by this bombardment of your agenda. You just will not win them over. I was won over from day one. My brother, gay, hug him, kiss him, invite him over. He could spend the night here in the bed here. I got set up in the guest room. I do this show from the guest room. But by the way, we don't sleep in this room. This is one of the rooms we have that's a guest room. My brother, who hasn't actually been here, he's been to Arizona, but before we moved here, and we're back and forth, East Coast, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and all that. We're like gypsies. Let's see, what else do I got here? So, you know what? I will open it up. If the person that called wants to call back, the number is 480-236-2111. I always mark it the second number, which is 609-467-4000. People think that when they call that number, they're going to get an operator. That's why I always advertise the 480 number. Because the 4000 number, people think they're not going to call Dave. They're going to call. They're going to get a call screener. And I don't screen calls here, except recently I have. I've been eliminating the hecklers and the trolls and figuring fuck them. I don't want them to participate in the show. So if you want to call in tonight, you can call in. Right now is the time to call in. The number being 480-236-2111. Some people won't call in because they're at the process right now of blocking me. So if they don't have to listen to the bullshit I'm laying out there tonight because now they don't like me. But you would have never liked me to begin. There's a point in people's lives where they don't like everybody. They will find something eventually to not like about me. Let's take this call. It's Dave Darren on the Dave Darren Show. Who's calling? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Jim Credix from Ohio. My friend John called me told me to call in because you guys were talking about a subject that I was literally just talking to him about 3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
about the. I seem to be like an excess of homosexuality in almost all advertising now.
Okay, now let me. Now, have you called this show before? Because you sound familiar.
No, I've never called here before.
Okay. So what's your perspective? By the way, I'm not accepting hecklers or trolls tonight, not identifying you as one. But if you are one, just to warn you, I will call out your phone number on the air and I will type it in chat.
I don't care. I got.
Okay,
no,
so
I ain't calling to fuck around or anything.
Okay.
I work for a tool company called Landale out here, and we have a director of I can't remember what it's called. Basically, they're responsible for creating the advertisements. And last year, actually around November, we started carrying these Craftsman tools. And they wanted to make an ad to show that we are now selling Craftsman.
Okay.
And this kid, young kid, right out of college, he put on there the ad is two men, and they're both around the same age range, and they're kind of holding hands, and it's very clear that they're not brothers because the one man has his face rested on the other guy's neck, and he's at the tool bench using his wrench. And we even said it. We said, are these supposed to be homosexuals? And he said, yeah. Well, we got to do something like this, to try to make it so that we're being seen as new age. This is like the new age thing. Is if you want to get customers now, you got to put a bunch of gay guys on your ads. And quite honestly, I don't feel like it's right. I mean, it's not that I have a problem with gay people. It's just kind of like, how long do we have to keep doing this? How long is it going to be? At what point do we say enough is enough? Like you were saying earlier, is there going to be a point in my life where every show has a gay sitcom and every billboard I see is men hugging and kissing? It's not that it's not normal. It's just that it's just kind of like, all right, we get it. We accept them. But like I was thinking the other day, I have the social media because my daughter, I keep an eye on my daughter. She has a Facebook, and that's all I see on Facebook is these riots, these homosexual riots, the LGBTQ movement, and why I should accept, this. And it's just kind of like, what it reminds me of? It reminds me of is after the civil rights movement, I had to start seeing black people on everything. It's kind of like, I understand that they have their rights now, but why should I have to go out and see black people all over the place on my magazines, on my cigarette ads? It's like, okay, you've been oppressed, you got in trouble, all right, now everyone's okay with you, so you don't have to be everywhere.
Right, but something that you're going to have flip back from that because I've done a show about a similar topic when I was talking about black rights and reparations that we had to send them today for things that we did generations ago, which I had nothing to do with slavery and all that. In fact, two people that work in my company are African American, and one is a female. So I have a female African American, and I have another guy here who works for my company who is Afro American. I don't even know if they're gay or not. I have no idea. I don't see them as gay.
Who cares, right? Who cares?
Right. But
who cares? And you go about things nowadays, and it's almost like, if you don't want to sit there and wave a pride flag, everyone wants to think that you're anti-gay, that you don't want to support the homosexuals.
Right.
And it's almost like, if you don't openly post something or talk about how great this movement is, then you're a bigot or you're a Nazi.
Right. Now, by the way, okay, so let me ask you this question. So you said that you are okay with gay people, correct? You said that. You're perfectly okay with them, correct?
Well, here's the thing is I'm okay with gay people, and I know a couple gay people. They don't try to push their sexuality on me. But Dave, I'd pull your pants down and suck your old boomer dick, you gross ass fucking
so
bigoted piece of shit. Fuck you, LA.
I did say I was going to call out this guy called from the area code of. Let me call it out. Because he's a total douchebag here. He was actually, and I recognize his voice. That's why I said, if you're going to be this caller, I'm going to call out your phone number. He didn't care about that, right? So he called from area code 513-205-8610. So if anyone wants to call this guy, you can do so. I told him I was going to call it out on the air, and I was going to post it in my chat here. So when you call up and heckle the show, when you do that, you're at risk of being exposed. So there you go. So there's the guy that called who started off in a good perspective, or at least I thought so. So I let him go on, but I recognize his voice. So there we go. So now this guy is actually blocked. I'm going to block him right now so you can't call again. Because I don't feel like tolerating that shit any longer. So I blocked him as well. Because it's a little bit too much. It's fucking ridiculous, all right? So, but, you know, one of the things I got to say is some people consider that a gay lifestyle is not normal. Now, I don't know what, you know, I told you I accept my brother. I accept gay people. One of my first customers when I had my first business years ago in Delaware, the guy came over to talk about the product. I had a home office at that point. He came in and he referred to him and his husband. A gay company, very successful company, very proud company. And there was another call here. It's Dave Darren on the Dave Darren Show. Who's calling? What is your first name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Dave. This is Josh Palmer. Let's call from out in Wareham. I'm calling to talk about your topic tonight and how you're a big gay boomer and you love to talk fuck you.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so and boomer again. You know what? I am proud to be a boomer. So what the fuck do you think you're annoying me for calling me a boomer? I'm 61 years old. I'm a baby boomer. And everyone that doesn't like the baby boomers all have the attitude that they want us to be gone. They're, in fact, very proud of this coronavirus being called the boomer remover. And I know why, because they see us driving around in BMWs and having really nice houses and careers and success. And they are pissed off because we have the success that, by the way, they're not old enough yet to have worked the amount of years that we've had to accumulate the success that we've accumulated throughout the years. So, by the way, you can still equal our success if you put in the years, the focus, the work ethic, and the agenda to get to where we are. And then when you get to we are, when you're 61 years old, and you have another younger generation, if this world gets to that stage of its life without humans killing humans, and the world being left with zero humans, you know what's going to happen eventually is that they're going to pick on you and call you old because you've earned success, but then here's another caller. It's Dave Darren on the Dave Darren Show. Who is calling and what's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Jim from Payson. I was just calling to talk about how you're a big gay cocksucker. Fuck you, boomer fag.
Look at it. Look at these people. See that? And they think this is just showing you that this is, you know what this is really showing you? This is showing you that the people that don't like today's topic or tonight's topic are either gay and they don't like to hear someone that is accepting of gays but is bringing up a topic of discussion to bring out to people to discuss this. So you're getting people calling in tonight because either they don't like this topic being discussed at all and they want someone that dares to talk about it to be shut the fuck up. They don't want any of this conversation to go on. And if they did want this conversation to go on, if they wanted to earn points by talking about why what they want to discuss with me and debate with me, you would think that they would call up and have a logical conversation with me rather than trying to heckle the fucking show, all right? So there we go. Let's see, anything else here? Why are people being... Another call here. Hey, this is Dave Darren. Are you a heckler, by the way? Hello?
No, I'm Mitch from Pennsylvania, and I'd like to have a civilized conversation about homosexuality.
Oh, are you sure about that? Because I've gotten a lot of hecklers tonight, so I'm giving you...
I believe we talked earlier.
Okay.
Wait, hold on 1 second. No,
okay, so by the way, hang on 1 second. Before you talk, let me bring this point out to you. I'm giving you an opportunity right now to debate me, discuss your point of view, and if you're a heckler, you're going to lose your point of view. So I'm giving you an opportunity to talk on the show and present your point of view, which should be valued, all right? So if you want to talk logically and reasonably, let's do it, okay? There we go.
Yeah, well, I'm here to answer any questions. So, I mean, right now, I was actually responsible for pushing some of the pro-LGBT actions at Drexel University. And Dave Darren's a boomer cocksucker. What's to suck dick? Fuck you, Dave.
There we go. By the way, I went to Drexel University. How about that? A shout out to my university, Drexel University. How's it going out there at 32nd and Chestnut? See, I gave the guy I gave the person an opportunity to logically debate me, all right? And then people don't want to have a logical debate on this topic. And I specifically brought up tonight's topic because I thought it would be heated. I thought it would be an interesting topic. I thought I would bring out my perspective as a guy fully accepting of gays, but tired of the constant bombardment of their agenda to me, so I have to see it every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've got to sign a document once a week saying, I, Dave Darren, accept the gay community. We have another caller here. It's Dave Darren on the Dave Darren Show. Who is calling in? First name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Dave. It's Ariana. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, pretty good. How are you doing?
Yeah, you seem to be getting a lot of heckler calls tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? I know why I'm getting them, because people do not want this topic to be presented to them. Yet, they would like their agenda to be sent to me every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And they would like to send me a document that says, I, Dave Darren, fully accept, fully acknowledge, fully give every right, freedom, and perspective to every gay individual now and retroactively in the past. And like I said, I am not anyone that does not accept the gay community. My brother's gay. I meet him, I hug him, I kiss him on both cheeks, and I love the guy. But can we love someone without fully accepting the gay agenda? And I do, by the way. But I am just tired of having to see it for instance, James Bond now is supposed to be a female. And I like James Bond as a dude. James Bond has been and now it's a female James Bond, supposedly. I don't know, because the movie hasn't come out yet. But I want the guy to be a guy. I don't want him to be a female. I don't want him to be gay. I don't want to be a transgender. I like that. I want that to be that way. But now the movement, I forget what it's called. I forget what that movement is. There's 4 letters for the movement. But everything now has to have a female perspective to it. And it's got to be. Everything. James Bond has to be a female. The captain of the Star Trek Voyager had to be a female. And by the way, I thought she was the second best captain after James T. Kirk. So I didn't even judge her. I thought she was a great captain. I didn't care if she was female. I thought she was a great captain of the Starship Voyager in Star Trek Voyager, that program. I didn't judge the program because there was a female there. I accepted it. I accept gays. I accept my brother. But I am just tired of the constant bombardment of it. That's my perspective, and I'm having people call up because they don't want my perspective being anywhere visible or available. So now I spoke my words. What are you thinking about tonight's topic?
Well, I know I have a lot of gay friends, male and lesbian and female friends. Mm-hmm. And they're happy. A couple of them are married, since the law went through or whatever, and they're happy for each other. They love each other. You know, that's fine. Yep. They don't try to push anything on me. They don't try to say, oh well, because I'm straight, something's wrong with you. They don't do that, and so it's a good thing, and as long as you're happy and you enjoy your life, and if you have a chance to find somebody, no matter what, go for it, Just don't try to change my mind that I should want to live your lifestyle. That's not it,
Okay, now let me ask you a question here. Suppose you went to that person and you've known them for a couple years and you knew that they were gay and you told them, you came up to them and said, look, I've loved you all these past 2 years. I really love you. I care about you. But you know what? I don't really, and maybe the person came up to you and said, what do you think of our lifestyle? I'm a woman. I'm living with a woman. We're now married. We're lesbians. We love each other. Suppose you went to them and said, but I don't accept the lifestyle, but I still love you. Do you think you would lose that friendship based upon you still validating that you fully love them, but you didn't accept the lifestyle? What do you think the relationship would be? Would it be ended?
I don't think so. There has to be a certain respect. You know, I have to. You know, you have to respect me, and I have to respect you. I'm not going to be preaching to you, and I don't expect you to be preaching to me. You know, and you know, okay. So you're gay, you're lesbian, okay? But I may not like it, but it's out there. You know, I'm not going to verbally say, "Hey, look, you know." Yeah, you seem like a really nice person, but I can't accept you because of, you know, because of this or that, you know?
Right. Now, do you think that the gay community is rather preachy? By the way, there's another caller coming in from Washington, so I'm hesitant to take the call until I finish up with Ariana for a main reason that I'm getting a lot of hecklers tonight. So if you're a heckler, I would like you to not interfere with Ariana's phone call. So I will take calls after. I'm not taking any calls until I'm finished with this caller. So if you want to call, I'm not going to answer the phone until we're finished with this caller because I want to give her the respect she deserves, because everyone else, I have no idea if you're a heckler or a troll. So as Ariana, the question was, do you believe that the gay community is a little bit preachy with a lot of the stuff that's in the news, the media, TV channels? And by the way, there is the section of the community, I don't know what percentage of the population is identified as gay. I'm not sure how even the accuracy of that would be, because some people are probably still fearful to come out as gay and would rather be not identified as gay. So even if we knew a percentage of the population was gay, we're not sure. But does that mean that every TV program should have a mandated, we remember the situation with hiring people, there has to be a minority quota fulfilled. Should there be a fulfilled quota on TV to represent the gay community in every TV show that we have?
Well, I'm kind of getting tired of it. You know, every TV show you have a gay couple. You know, whether they're married or they're single or whatever. And, you know, I understand if you're an actor. Now, I don't know about these actors. Are these actors who are playing gay people or lesbian people, are they actually that, you know, do they think that way? Are they that way? Or are they straight and they're just playing a character on a show?
Well, my answer to that is I believe that probably they are not. They're playing a role. They're playing a role very convincingly because obviously they're playing a gay role and they're doing a good job at it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in that role. But I do think that Hollywood is scared of not representing the people that are very much activists and have an agenda and have now a forum to present that agenda. So Hollywood has to make sure to make their product sellable that they represent every single community fully represented. So that's why it's there. It's there to appease the viewer because they want to be inclusive of everyone. Because if they're not inclusive, they are offending a group of people that does not want to be offended, and they don't want to hear. They don't want to offend because they're scared to death about anything that's offensive. That's why.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, like you said, I mean, if you happen to be that way, okay, that's fine. You know, go live your life, be happy, that kind of thing. You know, but like I said, does every show? I agree with you. Every show doesn't have to be, you know, they're going for diversity. You have to have, you know, this person. You have to have that person. You have to have this or that, you know. I don't want to seem racist, so I don't want to say that, you know. But it's you know, I see it every day. So do I have to watch that show? You know, I can change the channel. Also, I think that I don't like her, Ellen DeGeneres.
Right, Ellen DeGeneres, right.
I think I don't like her. I don't like her as a comedian. I don't like her as a talk show. You know, I think she tries to push everything towards gay and this and that. You know, and if you don't agree with her agenda, let's say, you know, you're either not on her show or she'll be mad at you. You know,
right.
So I don't like that. You know, but I mean, you know, I also wonder if this is a Hollywood thing, you know, like every certain. I've noticed that on certain times or certain cycles that it's cool to be this or it's cool to be that. So everybody in Hollywood all of a sudden says they're gay, they're lesbian, they're bisexual, they're this, they're that, you know, or they smoke, they drink, whatever, you know, and it seems to be it seems to start out with a Hollywood thing, and Hollywood goes for it, and I don't. You know, it's not a cool. It's like a fad. Okay. I can't think of the right word. Like a fad, you know, like, oh, this is a hot topic, so we'll go with that. You know.
Well, that is exactly what Hollywood is. That's exactly what the news media is. It's a sensationalized version of what they want represented, which is cool and catchy, cliquish, and the Japanese word for it is kakawalui. So they want that to be the perspective because they want to be represented as cutting edge. They want to be out there recognized as with it, which the word with it isn't with it anymore because I'm a boomer, like everyone says. But they want to be real. They want to be what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm getting at. They want to be represented of the people that are pushing the strings. I said that poorly, but you know, it's funny. Hollywood seems to be submitting to peer pressure is what it is. It really is. It's like when we're kids, we want to be accepted. And how are we accepted? We try to act like the group of people that we're trying to be accepted by. Hollywood is trying to be accepted because Hollywood has been in a mess for a long time. The movies aren't as good as they used to be. The actors, in my opinion, are not as good as they used to be. So they're suffering and they're trying to compete with Netflix because you can wait for a movie to run its course in the movie theater. Then you can get it on Netflix and Hulu. So they're struggling to earn that dollar that was maybe easy to earn in the past. So how do they do that? They've got to make sure that they represent every single person that might want to go into that theater by having an agenda, which is focusing on every single group inclusively so they get more people into that theater because everybody is represented. There's a gay guy there. There's a black guy there. There's a woman there. There's a gay woman there. There's a black woman there. Everyone has to be part of the agenda so that everyone in that audience is fully recognized.
Mm-hmm. Now on Netflix, there's a show called Frankie and Johnny, Gracie and Johnny, something like that, or whatever. Anyway, it has Lily Tomlin and Hanoi Jane, and I refuse to watch it because of Hanoi Jane. But I'm dating myself.
Yeah, I don't know who he or she is. I have no idea who that is. So I can't.
Lily Tomlin, she's a comedian.
Oh, Lily Tomlin, I remember her. Yeah, she was in. She was a longtime actress from a long time ago, right?
Right. Well, behind the scenes, she's been in a relationship for over 20 years. Now, I didn't know she was a lesbian, but I still like her.
Yeah, absolutely. Lily Tomlin, I like her as well. She did that ring-a-ding-ding with the phone and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I won't watch the show because, like I said, Hanoi Jane Fonda.
Oh, Jane Fonda. Okay, yeah. Jane Fonda. Right. Okay.
I refuse to watch anything with her in it.
Because there you've got an actor who's very out on a specific topic and a specific agenda. Now people are going to dislike me because I'm supposed to be an entertainer, and here I am taking a viewpoint that's not acceptable, and here I should be keeping my mouth shut. Otherwise, I'm going to be identified as someone like Jane Fonda who's talking about a topic that she's supposed to just be an actress. Well, you can't call her an actress anymore. Can't call her an actress anymore either. You have to call her an actor. You can't use the word actress with a female actor. They're now called actors. They're not called actresses. If I say the word actress, I'm offending somebody because I am recognizing them as female when I have to be inclusive of the actor as being both male and female. You can't say actor, actress. You can't say stewardess. You can't say waitress anymore. You've got to identify them not sexually any longer.
Yeah. I mean, also in movies, I liked Ghostbusters with the original crew. Then I'm a female, but they had to, from this quota system or token, they made a female version of Ghostbusters.
Right.
Which I don't understand that. Does everything have to be, I understand that, but they wreck it, It's not the same. Well, maybe it's my opinion, but it's not the same. Not everything does not have to be tokenized for whatever the latest thing is,
Yeah, well, I spoke about, now supposedly the new James Bond movie hasn't come out yet, supposedly because the coronavirus has made movie theaters, obviously the movie theaters aren't even open now, but this happened before the movie theaters were closed, and they just decided to shut it down because they thought, the audience needs to come and see it. It should be presented in a more positive time of our lives, or we're not all sad and bummed out because of the virus and worried about our next door neighbor who might die from the coronavirus. So supposedly they stopped the 007 launch because of the coronavirus. But there's some thread out there and some wording that it was supposedly 007 now has retired, and there's a female 007 now who's taken over for James Bond. And supposedly the way the script was written, by the way, I said don't call yet until I finish up with Ariziana. I'm getting another call right now. Wait till I'm finished with her. Then I'll take the call from Washington right after. But supposedly James Bond now is a woman, and supposedly the woman is really insulting James Bond based upon him being old. Like people are insulting me because I'm a baby boomer. So people are, the actress that plays 007 is insulting James Bond, the guy, not Pierce Brosnan, the new guy, Craig. Something Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. And Daniel Craig was a really kind of macho guy, especially in the other roles he played as 007. Now he's got to macho it down. He's got to be toned down. He's got to be walked over by the female 007 and manipulated into being a weak male who used to be 007. But now, you know what? He's a weak male because now there's a strong woman in the role. So supposedly they got bad, they put it out to a small canvassing sample audience. And they didn't like it because they're used to James Bond being the guy, the masculine, vibrant, testosterone-driven guy who's having sex with a bunch of women. And that's the way it's been for decades. But now they manipulated another way to appease the female population, to put a strong female in that role, to dominate the original 007. So now supposedly, potentially, from what I've heard, is they're rewriting it so that they make James Bond be a little more masculine than they did in the first version of it. So supposedly, they're doing a rewrite because the sample audience didn't like it. And they didn't like it because they're used to their masculine presented, testosterone-driven James Bond, 007, the guy. Can you really put a woman in that role? Can you do it?
Well, the last movie that they had, the James Bond movie. I love James Bond movies.
Yeah, I do
too. It has to be a male. Come on, It really does, But the last one, they kind of referred to him as he took a lot of hits. He had a lot of scars. Maybe he's getting old. He should retire and go behind a desk. And and then they introduced this other person, a black female who was a strong character in the show.
Oh yeah, Moneypenny, right? The Moneypenny character.
And she was strong, right? She was a strong character. So, and I think that the James Bond character was a little, let's say, taken, not taken sexually, but taken by her strength, But I think they were going to retire him. I think they were going to try to put him under a desk, put him behind a desk, or retire him to somewhere, But I don't know who the new one would be. If it was a female, that would be disappointing.
Yeah. From what I've seen, I believe it's a black female. Which again, I have nothing against black females, but I kind of want my James Bond to be the white guy. And I'm sorry to say that. Or it could be a guy. It could be a black guy. I'd be okay with that. But it's got to be a guy. It's got to, in my opinion, it's got to be a guy. Now, like I said, Star Trek had the Voyager had a female captain, and I kind of was okay with that. Maybe I got used to it because it's a series that ran once a week, where James Bond is a one-time movie that they got to wait a couple years for the next movie, so you adapt to it less quickly. But I fully was accepting of the female captain, and it was Captain, before it was Captain Kirk, and then it was the other captains and all that, and as soon as we got the female captain, I was okay with that. But maybe 007 is more, it's more the dude guy. It's the guy. It could be a black guy. Could be an English guy. Could be a guy from Brazil.
The book. I never read the books. The books were probably a male character. You know, Ian Fleming when he wrote them. You know.
Yeah, well, I think this was written by a female, from what I understand. I think so. I'm not quite sure. But, Arizona, so I wanted to stick to the topic. So let me see if other people will call. I appreciate you calling tonight. We started on the James Bond thing and everything like that.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's okay, because I brought it up initially, so you kind of tagged along with what I was talking about. But thanks for calling tonight. We'll see if we get another caller calling in, okay?
Thank you, Dave. Have a great night.
Hey, you too. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Okay, while we're waiting for the phone to ring by the caller called from Washington, if that person wants to call back, they can. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that call, I will run a commercial. And here we go. You can call in right now, and I'll put you on hold until the commercial break is finished. I believe it's like a 1 minute, 30-second commercial. Anyone wants to call, you can call in. It doesn't have to be the Washington caller. But anyone that wants to call in and talk about this topic, please do call right now, and I will take your call after the commercial break.
We'll be right back with more stuff right after this message. Yeah.
Certs is a candy mint. Certs is a breath mint.
Stop. You're both right. New Certs is 2 mints in 1. Stops bad breath in seconds. Tastiest mint of all. Yes, only new Certs gives you two mints in 1. Certs contains a golden drop of Retsin. Stops bad breath in seconds. Tastiest mint of all. So get new Certs. Remember, only smoother, tastier Certs gives you two mints in 1.
Oh, Mr. Whipple, Charmin bathroom tissues so squeezably soft it's irresistible.
Charmin has a squeezable softness that's rich and fluffy.
Oh, my God!
Soft fragrance, too. I only squeeze Charmin. It's a pleasure to squeeze.
Charmin is so squeezably soft it's irresistible.
George!
Irresistible.
Wake up, George. It's a dream.
Oh, that explains it. I'd never squeeze Charmin while I was awake.
Certainly not, George.
These 4 rooms, bright and iron and withered fumes, far below these sinful means.
Okay, Dave Darren, back to the Dave Darren Show. Thanks for sticking with me through the commercial. We do have a caller right now. We're going to bring him on the line right now. Who's calling in, please?
This is Armand. I'm calling from Florida.
Okay, and tonight we're talking about, my show tonight is about the overwhelming amount of stuff that I see about the gay agenda. I already identified that my brother is gay. I fully accept him as gay. I love him. I hug him. I kiss him. And he's at all the family events. And I fully love him. And I respect his lifestyle. And I accept his lifestyle. Wholeheartedly, I believe that every single gay person should be treated with respect, understanding, and an ability to work full force just like every other single person, race, creed, color, has the opportunity to do. But I say that I see a constant bombardment and reinforcement that I must every day be agreeing with and I agree with it, but I have to see it every single day, and it becomes monotonous. It becomes a commercial I can't stop. It's like the mesothelioma commercial, which I'm tired of seeing that commercial, mesothelioma. So I don't want to have to be reinforced every day of my life, Monday through Sunday, to make sure that Dave, just don't forget, Dave, about the gay people and that you love them and that you respect them. Don't forget. I'm not forgetting. I am not forgetting at all. Caller, so what did you want to talk about? Did you want to have a debate? Do you disagree with me? What do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to say that I am a gay man and a gay journalist.
Okay.
And I live in Florida. I saw a notification from one of my gay friends about this show, and I wanted to commend you for your support. And not all gay people are like that. I'm here watching a routine with my partner Rufus. He's up there doing his thing. He's hanging from nipple clamps right now, and that's fine. And also, I just wanted to say that you're just fine. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, now you said he's hanging from nipple clamps. So now that makes your topic sort of sound more comical and less authentic than being specific to the topic we're talking about. So, comedy is part of the show that I do, and it really is. I do shock value comedy. But when you say that, and we're on a specific topic tonight that's more of a serious agenda, and you're telling me your partner right now is hanging from nipple clamps, that kind of makes your topic, it discredits your topic, and you're calling in tonight. It really discredits you. So I'm going to hang up on you right now. I didn't feel like talking to him because, if we're talking seriously tonight, and if you wanted to talk seriously, if you wanted to talk about your point of view, then you should call up and talk about your point of view. When you make a comedy about your point of view, it discredits your point of view, doesn't it? Because I'm coming on here giving you a perspective, and I'm expecting a debate. And if you're not going to debate me, then there's no sense in taking your call. Because I don't necessarily want people to agree with me. I really don't want people to agree with me. I want to understand the other perspective of why the agenda has to be forced continually on me and a lot of people when we're already in agreement with you. But it's just got to be constantly grilled and drilled into us. For what purpose? So that there's obviously some people there that are not going to agree with you. They're not going to agree with the lifestyle. So do you think that the constant bombardment is an attempt to win over more and more people to understand and agree with your agenda? You will undoubtedly win some people over that are not educated. They haven't met a gay person. Maybe they've isolated themselves. As soon as they find out you're gay, they disenfranchise you completely. So maybe they've been living in nowhere land where they don't even think this exists, and when it does exist and they see it out there, they discredit it and eliminate it from their lives. So maybe you will win a couple of those people over by the constant bombardment and reinforcement that you're looking for. But you're not going to win over the totality amount of people that you're trying to do by boring the crap out of us. This is Dave Darren on the Dave Darren Show. This is Terry. I recognize the phone number. What's going on?
Yes, sir. How are you tonight?
I don't know. How am I tonight? How am I doing? Am I logical?
You look good. You look great. I didn't come in until late. Dave, I had a terrible fever. I had a real high fever, but it went down. And I'm okay.
Okay, but we're talking
I called in to,
We're talking about this topic tonight where I say that there's a
yes.
bombardment
yes.
of stuff about the gay agenda. What do you think about that? Am I wrong? Am I seeing things that I'm making up?
Let me tell you first what I've always felt all of my life. I have always felt that if I met a woman that I liked as much as I liked a man, I would go with the woman, I think. I have no problem with it. I had no problem with my gay friends. And I always said, like I said, if I met a woman whom I cared for as much as, say that my husband died in 2000, and I met a woman in 2003, that I would go with that woman. I had decided that man or woman, it didn't matter to me.
Right. And okay.
How do you feel about that?
But okay, I tell you exactly how I feel about that. I would be wholeheartedly for you. I'd say, great, you met a woman, you care about her, you love her. That is fantastic. But if you called up my show and you said, Dave, here's a picture of me kissing my girlfriend, and then you sent me a picture the next week saying,
in your face.
And so, in other words, pushing your agenda on me constantly to remind me that, okay, Dave, this is me. And if it would be an overwhelming too much of it. You know, females don't like the penis pictures sent to them all the time, and I don't blame them. It's too much. It's too much repetition about a sexual component when you're getting that penis picture sent to your voicemail or to your voicemail.
Well, I ever got one. It would be the last picture somebody ever sent.
Right.
Nobody. Of course, I don't have a cell phone.
Right.
But when I did, nobody sent me one. I'd be horrified if somebody had.
Right, right.
And the same thing if it were a woman. If I were with a woman, I would be horrified. It's just disgusting to me.
Right.
Well, it'd be like you sending pictures to your wife. It's just not, it's stupid.
Yeah.
You might think it's cute, but I don't think your wife would.
Oh, I don't think my penis is cute at all. Even when I put two eyes and a nose and a mouth on it, it's not a pretty penis. It's not. And I stick a wig on it.
It's not a pretty penis.
No, even if I stuck a wig on it, it would not look pretty. You think I look bad? You think I look bad with a wig and glasses? You should see how my penis looks with a wig and glasses. It's disgusting.
No, actually, I joked to you about the wig and the glasses, but I think you look great.
Oh.
I don't know how I don't know why you look so much like Howard Stern.
People hate when people used to say that I was trying to replicate his show, but I
don't think so.
But I always tell him, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New York. I've got a similar attitude, a similar perspective. Although he's very liberal, I think, and I'm more of the conservative.
Yes, I think he is.
So I don't know. Who knows? So I don't.
I think the show is very different, Dave.
Well,
you're doing music.
Well, no, I used to do a show.
You're giving people a chance with music.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that, does he?
Well, he has musicians on periodically, but that's not his full repertoire of stuff that he does. So
yeah, exactly. He does. He's more like talk.
Yeah. Well, Terry, let me conclude the conversation with you tonight because I want to get your perspective on this. And you told me if you met a woman, you'd be fully in love with her, potentially, if she was a good match for you. You would go with her. You would have no problem being with her. And I told you specifically, I would take every one of Terry's calls. I would take calls from her girlfriend or her wife. I would fully accept the both of you as participants of the show. I would agree with your lifestyle. But if you bombarded me tons of times and you said, Dave, if you called me up every day and said, Dave, this is gay Terry, I would still accept you. I would accept you as gay Terry, my Whack Pack member, so I would identify you as that. But
men like gay women that are feminine.
What's that?
Don't they? Men like gay women who are feminine.
I'm not sure. I don't know that to be true or false. I have no idea. Don't know.
Well, I know a few men that wished I was gay.
Yeah. Okay, well, Terry, thanks a lot for calling tonight. I'm going to either end the show or take another caller. Okay, cheers.
Have a good.
Okay, so anyone else that would like to call, now's your time to do so. Please call up and talk right now. You'll be the last caller on today's show. And you can call up now if you want to heckle me. Here's your moment to heckle me. If you feel like ending the show on a heckle, here's your chance. You can end the show on a heckle note. I'll let you do that. I will take any caller that calls up, block number and everything. I'm in the mood for a heckler tonight. Until we get the heckler, I'll rerun the commercial I just ran because I don't have another commercial queued up. So I'll run a commercial. If a heckler wants to call right now, you can. If not, I will end the show.
Yeah.
Certs is a candy mint. Certs is a breath mint.
Stop. You're both right. New Certs is 2 mints in 1. Stops bad breath in seconds. Tastiest mint of all. Yes, only new Certs gives you 2 mints in 1. Certs contains a golden drop of Retsin. Stops bad breath in seconds. Tastiest mint of all. So get new Certs. Remember, only smoother, tastier Certs gives you 2 mints in 1.
Oh, Mr. Whipple, Charmin bathroom tissue is so squeezably soft it's irresistible.
Charmin has a squeezable softness that's rich and fluffy.
Oh! Oh, my God!
Soft fragrance, too. I only squeeze Charmin. It's a pleasure to squeeze.
Charmin is so squeezably soft, it's irresistible.
George.
Irresistible.
Wake up, George. It's a dream.
Oh, that explains it. I'd never squeeze Charmin while I was awake.
Certainly not, George.
These four rooms, bright and iron and withered fumes, far below these sinful means.
Hey, back to the Dave Darren Show. The last comment I got was Angie from New Jersey said, Dave, seriously, it's hard to take you seriously with that shirt. So I took the shirt off, all right? I took the shirt off so I look more serious now. We do have a caller. I'll take this caller. It's Dave Darren on the Dave Darren Show. Who's calling? First name and where you calling from?
You've reached the Dave Darren's gay hotline. If you'd like to hear Dave Darren have gay sex, say 1. If you need the Dave, hang up now.
1. I pressed 1. 1.
Okay, here's Dave Darren having gay sex.
Hi, welcome to the Dave Darren Show. I'm Dave Darren. I'm here taking your callers right now. Hold on 1 second. I gotta suck a big fat cock.
I'm not it must have been an automated thing. I couldn't correspond to him. I was trying to talk to him because I was getting hot and horny listening to him. And by the way, if he's talking about sucking a big one, it's not me. I'm not that big. I'm not that hung. I'm small. When you get older, supposedly you get shorter and you also get less in length. All right. So there we go. I pressed 1. I probably should have pressed 2. Then I could have talked to a couple of gay guys. I think 1 is one-on-one with a gay guy. I think 2 is 2 guys talking to me. So unfortunately, I pressed the wrong one. I should have pressed 2. That's why. How much was that per minute? Was I charged for that? Let me check. It says that was free. That was a trial, so it was free. Usually it's $2.99 a minute, and that was a free trial. So I appreciate the fact that I don't have to pay for that one. $2.99 a minute. That's a pretty good rate. I think you know what? I got my credit card here right now. I'm going to call up that gay hotline because I do have the number here on my phone. So I'm going to call that number right now. So I am going to get off the phone so I can get off. So my last response to Angie is, do I look more serious now? All right. Angie, do I look better dressed like this than with the crazy shirt I had on? That's all I got for tonight. It seems like there's no other callers. I ended it on a heckler. Another heckler call probably from Pennsylvania, from Reading, PA. This is Dave Darren. You're calling from Reading, PA. You're evidently a heckler from Reading, PA. I know where Reading is, by the way. So what did you want to talk about? What did you want to screw up the last minutes of my show talking about?
Oh, hey, Dave. I was just calling to say, you're a boomer and stuff like that. Fuck you.
Yeah. See, now, that is the type of caller that, what did you contribute to the show? It was kind of useless, wasn't it? It was totally useless. It doesn't throw me off. Doesn't throw me off course. Doesn't throw me off agenda. Doesn't disturb me at all. It just is kind of useless. So when you do that, I mean, what's the point? If you want to heckle me, then do a good job heckling me, all right? Like carry me on. Make sure that you seem legitimate. Like the first heckler seemed to be legitimate. He got me going there for a while. At least if you call, do a good job doing it. Don't be an amateur heckler. Be a good heckler. Don't be a fraud and pathetic, all right? That's all I got for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining the show. And I'm sure I lost some people that are going to check the show out in the future because they didn't like this topic. But that's the way it goes. I do topics that I feel like talking about. Cheers. Talk to you later.
So rapidly, tense my
to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
I don't even wanna keep the score. She's stuck